Generation Z are those born roughly between the years 1997 and 2015, making me on the older end of the generation, 23 years old. Our generation is like none other before us in that we're defined by the ever changing world, from recent politics to activism, the rise of social media, and of course, the coronavirus pandemic. Our generation has not only seen it all, but we've grown up with it. We don't know a world without wars spanning 20 years, frequent mass shootings, smartphones, or even the internet. And while our parents and grandparents may think that these things will be to our demise, it's my belief that'll actually be quite the opposite. We've grown up in a nation that's basically self destructed due to hatred and divisiveness, but we are the generation that will lead America to a brighter today and tomorrow. Our generation has a unique opportunity to make a real impact on the world. And all the power is right in the palm of our hand. Students like you and me are capable of leading an entire nation. And it all starts with having conversations that lead to action on some of the most pressing topics facing our world today. And those actions take us one step closer to a solution. Let's take the young people stepping up to the plate and refusing to wait their turn on a national and global scale for an example, like Emma Gonzalez, David Hodge, and Cameron Kasky. After a gunman entered their high school in Parkland, Florida in 2018, they organized sit-ins at their state capitol, national marches, and even testified in front of Congress advocating for federal gun reform. Or Greta Thunberg, the 17-year-old who started a global movement to bring awareness to climate change. These young people have gained huge followings and platforms, but it all started with them having conversations that led to action on issues that were important to them. Now, I know what you might be telling yourself. Okay, Jordan, what can I do to make an impact on society? I don't have 1 million followers or $1 million. I'm just a student trying to wake up on time and pass my classes. Or I'm just an adult trying to pay my bills and make it from point A to point B. Trust me, I completely understand. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't matter how many views you get on TikTok or even how much money you have in your bank account. You have the ability to make a real impact. I'll use myself as an example. During my time in college, I decided that I wanted to be a part of student government. So I started off as a senator, then chief of staff, and finally, my senior year, I was elected student body president. I used my platform to prioritize creating a space where civic engagement was not only encouraged, but celebrated. I advocated for a polling location on our campus and even registered over 250 students to vote. During this time, I also became a part of the Miss Texas and Miss America organizations. I currently hold the title as Miss Harris County, where I use my platform to continue to advocate for youth, voter, and civic engagement. I was able to make an impact in my community, and so can you. It just takes 3 things. So first, we have listening, something that the people in power seem to have forgotten how to do. But whether you're getting your information from Twitter, a podcast, a news network, or any other outlet, it's important that you take the time to really listen to what's being said. Get a real understanding of the topics at hand, and always check the bias of your particular news source, because we want to make sure we're getting both sides of the story, that all the facts are straight, and that we're not spreading any misinformation. Up next is engage. It's just a step up from listening. Now you're an active participant in the conversation. You're forming your own opinions and sometimes even sharing them with others. Some people will agree with you and some people won't, and that is completely okay. Because engaging isn't about always being right or even having the right answers. It's about being able to have respectful conversations with people whose opinions may be different than your own. And lastly, being an active participant in your community, whatever that might look like to you. It could be from volunteering to coach a youth team in your favorite sport, donating items to a shelter, going to a protest, and of course, by voting. There's plenty of organizations right in your community that you can get involved in to make a difference. Some of my favorites are Young Invincibles, the Miss America organization, the YMCA, Alliance for Youth Action, and Campus Vote Project. And if these organizations don't interest you, I promise that with one Google search, you'll find one that does. And of course, there's always the option to start your own thing. Back in 2019, I started my organization, Next Era, to get young people involved in what's happening in our country. I use the power of digital and social media to meet young people where they are and start conversations about our government, politics, and more. And this past spring, I even published my own children's book entitled Kids Vote Too to educate young readers about the importance of voting. Remember, no idea is too big or too small when you're taking a step to impact lives. Generation Z. There's no such thing as waiting our turn. We're the leaders of today and tomorrow. We have all the resources that we can possibly imagine to make a difference right in the palm of our hands. So now it's time to ask yourself, what will I do to make an impact? Thank you.